Alright, here we are back on Avos. We're going to play some more Monk today. Starting off here at the bank, let's see. We've got some inventory to clear out. Let me bank some stuff and sell some stuff real quick, and we'll get ready to head out. Alright, inventory's all cleaned up, and we banked some things, sold some things. I think today we were talking about the last video, I think we were talking about clearing out the cultist quest, and I think I'm still going to start with that today. We have this quest from Priest Alamar to call the cultists, kill some initiates and some cultists. There are some outside of town to the south, and if not, we can head out to the west, up towards the Dire Lord starting area. There's some up that way. A couple other interesting things to do. So we do still need to do some mining. We need some of the gems for mining, and we need to continue to collect up things for Formanaldius. So we have mining. We're looking for a citrine and a topaz. We're looking for moon lilies at night. I haven't had much luck with those lately. I'll have to keep my eye out. And low quality wolf pelt. So if we can find a place to work on some wolves, we'll try to do that. And wood cutting, we need ash logs. There's only a few places to get ash logs around here, but we'll definitely get them once we get down into Avenger's Pass. I think that's what we're going to work on here. We need some apples also for Haster at the crossroads. If we can get all of Haster's quests done, he actually gives you a 12-slot bag, which is pretty nice. So I wouldn't mind pushing that forward as we see apple trees, because we're only 7 apples away. So if we can get that, that'd be awesome. And up here, kind of where you come out, if you're an evil race, where you come out of the cave and you come down the road here, there are the skeletons that are up here that a lot of people camp out. But also just up the hill, just a little ways from the skeletons, from the group skeletons, are some cultists. Only a few of them here. It's not a big camp, and it looks like this guy's already maybe camping out here. He's not fighting this one, so maybe I'll go ahead and take it. Oh, looks like he's casting on it right now, and there's another one right behind him, so we will leave him to his camp. No big deal there. Gonna head back then, and we will head out west up by the Dire Lord starting area. If you haven't been up that way before, I'll give you a tour on how to get up there. There's probably some things we can gather along the way. We'll look for things that are worth fighting as well. Now, in some exploration that a friend of mine was doing recently, a lot of climbing, and seeing what's on top of all these plateaus, he came across some hobgoblins that are also to the west of the town here. That previously, I had been up there previously and seen them, and they were group mobs before, and apparently now they're not group mobs. He was level 10, and they were, I want to say, he said they were even con or blue. So at level 8, it might be possible for us to get up there and fight those hobgoblins. As often as we can, we want to be fighting humanoid mobs, because they drop armor, they drop weapons, they drop money. So it's usually in our best interest to be chasing after those rather than just killing animals, unless we need something specifically from those non-humanoid mobs. Yeah, so we are headed, so where the monks are, where the bindstone is, we're going to kind of head north and west out of town here. We'll go up past where the teleporter is out to Wizard Island. I need to keep my eyes out for trees. And we also just picked up cooking, so I should be grabbing this vegetation along the way. I'm going to want all those supplies for cooking. What I'd like to do is get a couple of quests cleared out of the log, and also push our way to level 9 and beyond. Once we get to level 9 or 10, we'll push a little harder on cooking. We'll probably do just a whole session of working through some cooking and figuring all that out. And then I'll plan to probably head down to Avenger's Pass at level 10. There's some quests we can do down there that are a lot easier to get down there, or get done down there. And there's also new stuff that we can do, new things we can chase. We can look into some of these things that Dorian needs. I haven't I either haven't picked these items up from the things I've killed so far, or I have sold them, one of the two. I'm probably going to go with that. I've sold at least some of them. All right, so here, over here to my left is the thugs that are closest to Avelia. And if you keep going north from there and west, you'll see this kind of wall up here. If we follow that up, there's a passageway kind of straight ahead of me now. We can follow it up into the mountains a little bit. And up there is where the Dire Lord starting area is. There's some good killing up there. There's wolf pups. There are I'm gonna grab these blueberry or blackberries. There are wolf pups up there. There are spiders that are decent. There are cultists. So a lot of good things to hunt up there. If everything else around here is full, you'll really only be competing usually with Dire Lord. Anybody starting a Dire Lord that's up in that area, which is less than many other classes. It's not bad at all. And if you're a Dire Lord, there's a 5 quest series. I think it's 5 quest series up there that have you hunt those cultists and some other things, and it's pretty cool. It's a short class chain, much like we did with Sigil last time, with the monk class chain that was previously broken, but is now in game. We actually still are on this class chain with the climb the spire and face the wind. So that's another one we'll have to figure out where to go. So what it said was, south of here along the road leading to the capital stands a large rock spire, one of the tallest points in Forlan. At its peak, the wind is strong. Okay, so when we do head south towards the crossroads, we're going to be looking for that tallest spire so we can climb it to continue on with our monk quest line as well. Is there a reward from that? So it's experience and money. Some of the class quest lines also reward some kind of item. I know the shaman quest line gives you a cloak, which is pretty cool. Another thing to do at level 10-ish is we can camp the old jacked rabbit down near the Gadai camps where I was working, where we camped out before, working our way to even up to level 8 recently. So down that way, we can kill the placeholder for the jacked rabbit and try to get him. He can drop a couple of items, but generally drops an agility ring, a 2 agility ring, which would be great for us. So we'll work on that. I have killed him right at level 10 before with my Dire Lord, and it was quite a fight. He's not a pushover. He does hit a little above his weight class. So, but I feel like the monk is very strong, and I think we'll do all right. Okay, so I was just running in here real quick to show you. This is where the Dire Lord starting area is. I don't believe this guy's going to have any quests for us. I think it's all Dire Lord only quests, but I thought I haven't been up here yet, and I would just take a quick look and talk to all of them and see if maybe by chance they have something for general people that aren't Dire Lords. Apparently I can't actually right-click on Pyro interact, although it tells me I can. Okay, if you go down here, it just dead ends. It doesn't go anywhere. But this is what I was saying before. It's not just a cave. It's kind of a little fortress they have in here. A little cathedral area set up for the Dire Lords. So non-evil race Dire Lords. This is their starting area. And you'll get some quests in there to kill these Dark Howlers out here. And then these spiders. You'll see some of these skitterlings and these spiders. Grab these blackberries. I'm not doing a great job of watching for food things to harvest, and I need to pay better attention. You can see other people here are looking for those moon lily petals also. There are very few of them, and if you're not in an area where they spawn often at night, they're sometimes hard to pick up. Now, I know we could always go to the old standby and head out to Wizard Island in nighttime, and we could find some. But depending on how camped that is, we might not be the only ones out there. Actually, I need to go down here instead of up there. We might not be the only ones out there trying to camp them. So for now, we're just going to try to find them kind of naturally as we go along. But at some point, we'll put in the concerted effort to camp them out. Because the big thing is we're going to want those tools, so the upgraded tools to help us with our gathering. We'll cut this time down considerably on the harvesting if we had that new sickle. Hey, there's an apple tree. So we still need apples for Haster at the crossroads. We're going to grab some right here. Down here there are these gloomberry bushes. I haven't found a use for the gloomberries yet, but I might grab them. Since we're doing cooking, I don't know if there's a recipe that takes gloomberries, but I would hazard a guess that there is. And having them maybe benefit us. I may have to look up a recipe or look them up at some point to see what they're used in, or just try to experiment with them in the table. Try to minimize the amount of lookup that I do on the on Google or on shalazam.info or something like that. If I can figure it out in game, or if I can spend a little bit of time trying to figure it out, I would rather do that. If I get to the point where I just can't figure it out, of course I'm not gonna spend all my time just trying to figure it out. If I'm really hit a dead end, then I will gladly go look it up on Shalazam. I may even experiment, find a couple of recipes that work with Gloomberry, and then just go ahead and look them up and see what other people have found, and see if there's anything that I missed in my cooking adventures. I had to do a UI reset earlier, so I just realized a couple things were in the wrong places. But it's fixed. All right, more apples. Okay, so right down the hill here, actually we can see one here, are the Ulthuran cultists? Ulthuran? There's a much bigger camp here of them than what we saw to the south of right to the south of the of Avelia. So this should have all the different things we need. We need initiates and we need cultists. So we're going to clear this camp and see if we clear the quest. Now these are going to be green to me, so it should be fairly straightforward to wipe them out. Shouldn't take too much effort to wipe out these cultists, because we got this quest way earlier. And it was just that we hadn't actually... One of the things you can do is get in groups for if you get in the Skelly group kind of near where the evil races come out, near the cave. A lot of times the Skelly groups will also pull cultists, and you can kill them that way. They are a good source of solo experience at low levels if you can get the camp. We saw that guy camping the first camp we went to. So you can just work on, rotate the spawn there and see what you get. Let's see, we got shoulders. Right now we have 6 armor cloth shoulders, and we just got... Oh, they're not for monks. Fair enough. Good to go. Keep going. Oh, this one's actually blue. Okay, so we'll actually get some experience from this guy. Maybe I should not run in quite so willy-nilly. Take a second to con before. Yeah, these guys are actually doing quite a bit of damage here. Should be all right. Oh, dang it! Missed the heal strike. So we are going to die here. All right. Note to self: don't underestimate the cultists. All right, made it back. So I was still bound down by the bridge, down near where the Bears and Boars area and where the Gadai camps are. So it was a considerable run back. So to save myself from myself, in case I make another bad decision, I went to the bind stone in Avelia and bound myself there. So I'll have to rebind down by the bridge if I'm going to stay in that area, but for now, at least I won't have to do a long run back if I make a poor choice here. So always, I guess the message here is, kids, always make sure you con before you fight, not after you pull half the camp. So we will start our way into clearing again and get our stuff back. The couple of green ones at the beginning put me in a false sense of security. And not that I can't take all of the ones that are in the middle, but can't take them all at once. Not when I don't have a plan already ready on how to deal with, 2 or 3 ads. Oh, that was I think we just got one of the things Dorian needed, and I'll try not to sell it this time. So we have a rusted longsword and an empty bottle. Okay. Okay, we've got a couple of the odds and ends, and I'll have to do my best to remember not to sell those off. I'm remembering the recent things that we got, so silence here, and this exploits opening gap. Okay. You can do the exposed state, but not the opening gap. Got it. So if someone makes an opening gap, we can, using hand-to-hand, we can reduce their action speed by 25%, or with our staff, we can reduce all resistances. Very cool. So getting into group play, when someone else who can do an opening gap can set that up for us, we can, we have the ability to slow the mobs or to reduce their resistances for our caster friends. Typically, in other games, I usually put my interrupt in the same place, always in the same place, and this one is not in the same place because of the way the skill bars work in this game. I'm going to have to train my brain a little bit for this game in particular. Make sure that I understand where my interrupt is when I would like to use it. And I will try to remember to use it going forward. Dang, that strike keeps missing. The resonating strike keeps missing on these guys. That rusted longsword. So we've already got one that we need for the quest for Dorian. We'll be able to sell off some. Alright, we'll split these guys up, and then we'll grab my body. Let me see where we are on the quest itself. We need one more initiate. So actually this guy right here will do it for us. Alright, I did not get him solo. I'm actually going to run that out. Well, he's only green. If I can get him with the resonating strike right away, yeah, we're probably okay then. This he'll go down fast. And then this one's light blue. I was just thinking I was already low on health, did not want to stay in there and just eat another death for no reason, but realized we could wait long enough to see if at least we get the resonating strike, get some healing. And we did. It worked out. Apparently this is where you get those flasks of water for that quest, because we've gotten a few of them now, just killing a couple of the guys here. Alright, get all my stuff back. I want to loot these two, so I'm just going to go ahead and fight this guy. If he doesn't come at me as a surprise, and I'll use the opportunity to get full health. Yeah, these guys actually, for maybe level 6, level 7, these would be amazing. They're dropping items, armor. Not a bad place if all the Gadai camps or something. If you're trying to do Gadai and they're all camped up, this could be an awesome place to get some of this stuff. Alright, so I think that's all we needed up here. That finishes out that quest. So we're going to do /stuck back into town. As I just found myself here, and we will run up and talk to Priest Alamar and turn that in. Trying to decide next if we head south and head towards the crossroads, because I believe we also have what we need for Haster for part 1. We should probably turn that in and get started on part 2. Again, if we can finish all, I think it's 3 or 4 parts of that quest line, we can get a 12-slot bag, which would be quite amazing. And we can also move one of our bags into the bank for a little more storage. I'm trying to decide whether I head out south anyway, do the monk quest, talk to Haster, see what's going on down that way, or if I want to try climbing these mountains over here and before I leave town and seeing if the hobgoblins are something useful for us to camp. I think, now saying that, I think that's probably the order we'll do this in. Since we're already right here, we'll go climb. We'll go check out the hobgoblins, see if there's something that we want to be camping. If not, then we already know we can go south and we'll continue on with our adventures. If they are, then what we'll probably do is keep our bind point in Avelia, and we will still head south. We'll do the monk quest. We'll go to Haster, but then we can teleport back and we can grind our way through the hobgoblins for the level. Yeah, I think that's going to be the way to go. All right, so that in mind, just seeing if there's anything else that we want to be doing at the moment. We'll get to the cooking quests eventually. We need to slay a fire beetle charger. We need to slay the grizzled great paw. All of that is down south. So for now, what we're going to do is head west again from the newbie yard, or the monk area, if you will. And we're going to head towards the shaman. We're basically going to get on the cliffs that overlook the shaman starting area. And actually, since we're going to be in this area, I'm going to run in and talk to the shaman and see if there's any quests that they have that also is useful for non-shaman. I'm going to guess it's like the other class quests, and the answer is no. But since they're right here, and we're over this way already, might as well check it out and see if it's something that we can pick up. Maybe there's some more questing to do here. This run-through seems to be all about questing so far, and we'll keep going with that. There's always grinding involved. There's going to be grouping involved, but the questing gives us kind of a target on our path while we're moving from grind point to grind point, or killing things along the way, or have to travel. It gives us something to target to work towards. So I always enjoy questing. Alright, no quest, just shaman stuff. And Master Zavi the Age Walker. I saw you arrive before you ever decided to come here, traveler. Alright, creepy lady. Not creepy like Lendl with the rat tails, but, you know, still a little spooky. So we want to be up there. Well, up there. We've got a bit of a climb, and we're not going to climb from over here. Well, we could try climbing from over here, but what my friend was telling me was there's like, you don't have to climb this wall because you can just run up a hill on the side. I'm going to see if I can find that. If not, I'll just start climbing and try to figure it out. I see enough places to rest that we can probably get up there. I think what he's saying is this hill just, yeah, this just takes you up here. Okay, so we don't need to climb this part of it. Okay, this is just a rock, actually, so we're not going to climb that. We want... Now, what he told me is it's if you get up you get up high and you look down, you can see the shaman starting area. So we don't want to stray too far from here. This is the wall we're looking at. There's a ledge there. Let me get this node and we'll scout it out here. Alright, so if you're watching this and you've climbed this before, you're probably shouting at me right now, hey, there's a great spot 10 feet to the right or whatever. And trust me, I am very aware that there's probably a better place to do this. I'm going to kind of scout my own path here and see what I can figure out. So this looks okay for the first stopping point, and maybe a couple points going up. That very last stretch looks a little long to me. Let me circle around this side and see if there's something a little easier for us. Well, let's see. This we can get up maybe here, or like in here. Might be interesting. Oh, we have some lower walls over here. What if we could just make this climb? There is food you can get. Some kind of potatoes that give you climbing speed, I believe. Oh, we're going to be just short. Okay, can't quite make that one. With a stopping point, we could. I wonder if I can stop on this ledge. If not, I'll keep looking. But it looked like there was a decent spot kind of around here to the back. Let's see if we can stop right on this little tiny ledge right here. Sometimes you can, sometimes you can't. Now, well, let me stop. Okay. Let's try over here. This looks like it probably work out. We get full energy or full stamina. I'll be able to stop here, but I think I can make it all the way onto this one. Nice. No problem. Now, what I don't know is what's at the top here. I can't get a camera angle to see what's above me, so for all I know, I'm walking into an ambush. Maybe I can... Oh, Hobgoblin there. Maybe I can sneak up there. Okay, so he's blue. Yeah, this might be a good spot. If this isn't camp, and these used to be group mobs, so I think a lot of people don't come up here. If they're in the range of blue, then we should be all right. They could be as high as yellow as well, but we're pretty strong with some of the yellows. With others, we're not. So probably worth giving it a go. I'm gonna fight. What is this guy? He's a Greg, I don't know what that is as far as... Is he going to cast spells or whatnot? But let's give him a shot. Okay, so he's doing Rock'em Sock'em, which is a knockdown. And then the pressure plate armor. So that's one I'm going to want to interrupt. I should have interrupted it there. Yes, I just got knocked down by that other one. Okay, did my heal. Yeah. Okay, so 2 of them is bad. I definitely should have done the interrupted the armor. I think... Yeah, the pressure plate armor did damage, and both of these guys together tore me up. But I'm still not... That doesn't drive me away from this. It looks like they're spread out enough that with smart pulls and a good setup. So what do we have? Rock Eaters, Dregs. The Dregs seem pretty straightforward. I don't know what a Rock Eater does. These little Hobgoblins. I think it was Wreck-It Rogue called them Hobgoblins first in his channel, and that just has stuck with me. All right, so that is definitely a viable place that I think we can do a little bit of work on pushing the level. So I think we'll keep that in reserve, and for now what we'll do is we'll go back, get my body, pick up Sigil stuff. We'll heal up first. We'll pick up Sigil stuff and then head south and do a little more questing before we get down to grinding. All right, running back, I came across this forest forager in the newbie area here. And he's a little Hobgoblin too, so we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna give him a beatdown. Maybe send a little message to his family of Hobgoblins up there on the ridge. We're not the ones you want to be messing with. You don't want to be messing with Sigil the Monk. I'm not sure that's going to work at all, because they pretty much layeth the smacketh down the last time we were there. Alright, we're back up the wall. There is Sigil's corpse. We are going to try this again. Oh, I didn't have the energy for the avoid the pressure plate. I don't know if that pressure plate is doing reflective damage or how that works, what the pressure plate armor does. Let me take a look here. I'm going to try to... So it's I hit, and it looks like it immediately maybe reflected some of my damage. It doesn't say reflected, but it's when I'm hitting, and then it's hitting me immediately. Yeah, it's hard for me to tell. Either way, that was... those guys are rough, so maybe this is something we come back to in a level or so. But it does seem like a cool place that's uncamped. Maybe for good reason. Maybe they're actually that bad. I can't spell drag. Grab my body and pull it over to the edge here, and let's loot it up. But apparently there's this group here, and then if you go up even further, there is another group up the wall again. Looks like you'd need to climb over there where it's a little lower, and then you could climb up again. Or maybe you can make it up. You might be able to just make it up this wall with a couple of stops. Oh, there is a guy there. Okay, we're not going to mess with this at the moment. We're going to stuck back. And we will head out of town. To the south, we're going to head back towards the crossroads. We'll do our turn in to Haster. Pick up his next quest. We'll also look for the highest point so we can climb or it's supposed to be some kind of rock spire highest point that we can climb as the monk and complete the monk quest. I did see some chat earlier that it looks like maybe that quest can't be turned in yet. So even if you finish it, right now it's not able to be turned in, but we'll give it a shot. Everything will be fixed and implemented eventually, so worst case we'll hang on to it and we'll turn it in once we can. All right, so we've seen this run several times, and unless something exciting happens on this run, I'll fade us out, fade us in at Haster, and we'll do our turn in. All right, here we are at the crossroads. So Haster's going to be right over here by this building. We've got the apples and blackberries that have been asked for. Let's see what the follow-up is here. Merchant's needs. This to the middle here. This is perfect. Gives us a little bit of money and asks our officers a second quest. It looks like he's looking for maple logs and jute fibers. So we've got a bunch of logs in the bank. That's no problem. I think I've been selling off all the jute fibers, so I will start gathering up jute fibers. How many do we need? Where is Haster? We're looking for 20 jute fibers. That won't be too bad. We'll keep our eyes open for jute, and we'll grab the logs out of the bank. Or if we see logs along the way, we can do it. Okay, so on the way here, I didn't see any rock spires coming up this way. I feel like maybe it's a standalone. Like, I don't think it's like one of these cliffs. So I'm kind of looking for like a standalone rock spire. Said it was to the south on the way to the capital. So I don't know if that would be down. This is I think going into the castle, and I didn't see anything on the way. Let me get up here for like I'll get a little higher up here and look around. See if I can. So maybe there. Although that's not really a rock spire, but it kind of looks like a viewpoint. Let's climb up there and see if that's what we're looking for. This actually is going towards Avenger's Pass. And I felt like it was going to be a climb thing more than just a run up the hill. But what do I know? I haven't done this quest before. Well, I mean, this is a spot where we got to take a good look at the castle here. If nothing else, they made a very nice viewpoint here of the castle itself. That's the wall going into Avenger's Pass. So again, I don't really see, unless it's this little spire here. Let's grab this ore. Yeah, I don't really see another spire. So let me climb up this real quick and just see if this is what we're talking about. Looking around, there's something over there maybe. This is just an amazing view though. Okay, let me read the quest one more time. South of here, along the road leading to the capital, stands a large rock spire, one of the tallest points within Borland here. At its peak, the wind is strong. Okay. I did not see that on my way up here. Let me think about what I saw. Let me look back down the road. Grab this ore first. I'm hitting all the ore because we still need the... I'm not going to use the ore because that's none of my professions, but we still need the gemstones. Okay, let's look back. I think this will look back down the road that we just came down. Oh, maybe that? That's an interesting looking rock. That's a little different. I didn't really see that on my way up. Well, one way to find out. All right, I ran down here. This is the most interesting looking spire in this area anyway. Even if it's not the right one, it's still very interesting. I think we're going to want to find a path up to climb it. And if nothing else, maybe it leads us to the next one. that might be the right one. Looks like the only real way up this thing is from this side. And okay, it's at such an angle that you can actually run up it without climbing. And let's see if this is our spot. Fierce wind assaults the top of the spire, as if angry at the intrusion into their domain. Neat. Did that finish the quest? It did. Okay, so it is a very unique looking spire, and we were able to kind of piece it together by going to one of the higher points and looking around. but it is on the road if you're leaving town. So to my left, if you follow the road down, you leave town from the south and you head towards the crossroads, you will pass this spire as advertised in the quest. Perfect. All right, I think the next thing to do, since what I read earlier, that quest can't be turned in yet anyway, I think the next thing to do is going to be find a place for us to grind out to level 9. And I have some ideas, so we can continue on what we've been doing and stay in that area, not what we've been doing, but stay in the area of where we've been with the Gadai, and we can work on fighting the bears and boars that are just a little further down from there. Typically, those have been very camped on this server, so I'm gonna give it a look. They're great to fight because they're pretty straightforward fights. There's not magic or special hits. The bears and boars both charge, but we've been dealing with that already. So they're just kind of a little more powerful than the ones that we've been fighting. Along with, I think we get stags in the nighttime too, or in the evenings. So we can do that if it's not camped. We're going to keep our eye out for the things we need for the quest. So we're looking for jute. We're looking for more mining nodes, which I see one there. I'm going to grab this mining node. And we'll continue to do that and make the round. If, I'll get that one on the way back. Oh, this tree has a problem. It is. Yep. Early access. It's an early access tree. That's what that one is. All right, grab that ore. I'm going to look around the back here, just see if there's any. Yeah, what I thought. I think not a lot of people make this little turn to come over into this area right here, so it's pretty much unharvested at this point. So we are going to take advantage of that. We'll picked up some ore, maple tree, blackberry bush, and then there's another ore over there. So we're going to hit all of these, and then we'll get back on the road headed towards the bridge. At this point, I think I'll keep my bind spot in town. Worst case scenario, I have to make the run all the way back out here if I die, but I think most of what's down here is a little more of a known factor. I've spent a lot of time in this area, so I can be a little safer. I say that and I'm guaranteed to die out here pretty quickly or something, but that way, once we make level 9, maybe we'll pop back and give another attempt at those hobgoblins. I think a key to those hobgoblins is going to be interrupting that pressure plate. It really, whatever that does, whatever the effect is, whether it's reflected damage or some kind of damage. I actually didn't look to see if it put a debuff on me, but either way, everything was going fine until he got that off, and then I took a ton of damage. So I think that is going to be the dangerous thing that we're going to want to make sure that we practice that interrupt on. I haven't been using the interrupt that much because I've been fighting things where it didn't really matter as much, but it's a good habit to be in anyway. This guy looks like maybe he was fighting the Gadai up top and then tried to do a rescue jump or save himself jump and jumped a little too far. So there's some good things going in this week. So this past week they were going to do the Unity 6 upgrade and it got pushed out. They had some technical difficulties, so it's going to go in supposedly this coming week. But you know, as always, stuff can happen. So we'll look forward to that. With that, they said there's a lot of things. See, here's the boars I'm talking about right here. Like this guy's white to me. This guy's blue. So there's still a lot of stuff down here that we can fight, and I will be fighting him in just a moment. But get this maple first. But when they put in along with Unity 6, they have a lot of work that they've done that is waiting on the Unity 6 upgrade to be implemented. So a lot of assets that they could push into the game. There was talk that there's a lot of content going into the Eastern Plains, which is a little higher level, and along with there's been one of the things they've worked on was a target of targets, so we'll be able to see who the monsters that we're targeting are targeting, which is great for healers, for tanks who want to see, you know, is this thing facing me or someone else, things like that. So those are a couple of highlights of things going in. Now we're pretty far from being in a position to go into the Eastern Plains, so we're gonna have to maybe speed up this leveling and see some of these new things. There's some good stuff to do down in Vendor's Pass. Once we get to the 10 to 12 range, there's some good stuff we can get into. We can still get into goblin groups here. And even later we can get into in the 13, 14 level range, we can get into the manor groups and try to get some of that ethereal gear that's there. So as always, the boars do a charge if you're at range, so you always want to get up close. If you're melee, just get up close and they won't be able to charge you. Looking at this combo, this focus chi, it causes my next technique to 150% increased damage, and then my resonating strike heals me for the damage I deal. I started thinking about that a little bit. That seems like it would be the ideal combo for maximizing healing. Although, so far, the Resonating Strike has been a 3/4 heal or so anyway, so it's not like we've needed that. I'm actually going to forego... I'm not going to skin all of these. I don't need the skins, and I'm wanting to make some progress on leveling here. There'll be other things that we need to gather and spend our time on. I think that will be okay. Let's see if I use Focus Chi, and then I strike. So it's still a really good heal for us anyway. I can't tell if that full healed me and then the spider hit me at the same time or not, but either way. Either way, it went extremely well. Alright, we're back in our kind of same area. Before we were up doing the Gadai up on the ridge, but since these are blue, yellow, so we're gonna work on these on our way. We're gonna get into experience making mode here. Get into the grind. And now that we're down here in the grind, I will be also keep my eyes open for any groups looking for DPS. And I can actually put us in. Turn on looking for groups, so if anybody goes looking for DPS, they can find us. And we'll see what comes up. Oh, I didn't get in close enough, fast enough. So I ate that charge, should be fine. This guy is yellow though, so we don't want to mess around. We're going to hit him with everything we got. Give him the old 1-2. Got off the Resonating Strike, which is good. The most dangerous thing that can happen to us against a yellow is missing that Resonating Strike, and we've seen it many times. Come back around in 3 seconds. We should be all right. And, yep, got it again. Nice. Excellent. Yeah, these boars, the only time they're going to be really dangerous to us is if we miss that strike. That would put us in a real bad position. I'm kind of zigzagging back and forth here because I'm also looking for... We need a couple things to collect, so we still need to mine, and also we need jute. Just kind of peeking to see what's on this side. Light blue. I am going to go ahead and get this howler because we also need... low quality wolf skins, and it gives us a chance to heal up a little bit because we should take considerably less damage against the light blue, or in this case a green. But the full howlers have the chance to give us the skins that we need. So if we look here for skinning, we need 3 low quality wolf pelts. That's what we're hoping to get. Likely we will get the tattered pelts, but as our skinning gets a little better, we should start to get some of those low quality pelts. All right, and then we got a boar here. Getting close. I talked about the jacked rabbit. He is up on that hill also. We've killed a king rabbit up there before, and that is the placeholder for the jacked rabbit. But again, that guy is level 10. Or when I fought him, he was level 10. I don't know if there's a range on him. And he was difficult. Truly jacked. I think he's on the juice. Not natty for sure. He looks like a huge rabbit when you fight him. Not your little average rabbit. We do have wood in the bank already, so I'm not going to chase maple logs as much either. As it is, we're gonna get overweight here in our inventory just from the things we do need to gather. We're going to be a little more selective on this run. Ooh, nice. This buck is blue. Take on that. This is the area. This little area here, and also in front of the bindstone, and then around this side. We've been down that way before, and there are a couple people here, so it seems likely that a lot of this is already camped. So that's what I was saying. This is just a very busy area because it has a good spawn rate. There's a lot of good mobs to kill down here, so looks like these guys aren't taking the jute, so I'm going to grab it. Yeah, they're doing the same thing I'm doing. Looks like they're a little team working on the boars over here. Not a bad plan. They're good experience. All right, one step towards our 20 jute. This guy is a light blue. Let's skip him. I'm going to walk over here and just look and see if the bears are camped. The Gadai Trapper's dead. Very likely this is all camped already. Yeah, here's some guys here. They're working on the Grizzled Greatpaw. Ask them if I can join real quick and help kill it. I don't know if they'll get me invited in time, but I don't think I'll get credit if I kill it outside of their group because they're going to get the kill credit, but I'll help. Do need it for the quest, but that's fine. I don't think that's going to give us the credit we need from the Huntress. No. It's all right, though. We will get it in good time. We will take cotton. Cotton can make those weight reduction bags, so we're still going to want that. And I do see there's one bear up back there. I don't know if these guys are going to come down and work their way this way. What is he? He's yellow, so we might want to think about that fight. But since this area is camped, I'm going to head over and check out one other place that I had in mind. A little further down the road here. He's saying they're too high level. Yeah, he's saying they're too high level. I wouldn't get any experience with them. Wouldn't get any experience if I join with them. I was just explaining. I just wanted the kill credit for the bear, but it's all good. There's no... It's up quite often, and you can usually grab a couple people, or if nothing else, here in a couple levels, I'll just be able to solo it anyway. Oh, I have some armor I can give you. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, well, we can... Oh, moss weave. Very cool. Appreciate it. Hey, thanks. I appreciate it. I will find those and... Oh, see, we're already... the inventory is already full. Clear a couple of things out here. Oh, hell yeah. New robe. Okay, we got some buffs. We got a couple of items. So, traded me a moss weave chest wrap, which is 12 armor, 1 strength, and 1 con. So we gain a little bit on that from our scuffed jerkin, and then also some moss weave hand wraps, which are 7 armor, 1 strength, 5 health, which beats ours in every way possible. So got a couple of new items, and we are much stronger. Give him a little cheer. Woo! Let's go fight some bears, man. There we go. We'll take this bear. He is a white con. All right, making sure they know how cool that was that they shared. Can't wait till I have stuff to hand out to to needy people. Actually, this cleared out a little bit here. Well, let's fight. We'll fight a few things around this area before we go check out the other camp I was thinking of. There's a chance that the other areas are also camped out, so it may not be any better. And I can see we've got a bear up here that's blue. We got this guy's blue. So we can spend a few minutes here and work this area. Yep, full inventory, so not gonna be looting much unless it's something we specifically need for a quest. Which is no big deal, we're mostly here for experience. If we really wanted better loot and items, what we'd be looking for humanoids to fight. Be going after more Gadai or finding other humanoids. That's where a lot of the good loots are, minus a few named things here and there throughout the world, like the jacked rabbit I was talking about. Okay, this guy is a yellow. We're going to give him a go, though. Go ahead and use Gate of Anger. We'll see if it's any kind of real defensive. Let's see. That just does the silence. It doesn't do anything else for us. Yeah. This is what we got. Okay. Resonating Strike landed, so we're pretty safe there. Another win. Another boar up there. We'll get this bear real quick. We'll grab that jute plant because we still need the jute. Easy peasy. This is maybe the most open I've seen this area on this server any of the times I've been down here. So we're actually getting kind of luck on our side here a little bit as far as getting these spawns. Like I was saying, these are very straightforward fights. That's one reason they're really nice to fight these guys. There's not a lot of trickiness going on. It's just a head down, grind away. You kill these up here, and then there are... yeah, 3 spawns over here, and then you can run down and do the bears, and then just kind of repeat this. If there's no one else here killing these things, and there's some good gathering along the way too, so we might go into just a bit of a grind montage here if no one else is camping these. All right, we had a Resonating Strike failure there, and we're fighting a yellow con bear. So this suddenly becomes much more interesting. Got the second one through. This might be very close. Ooh, so far so good. We're hanging in there. Getting a couple of strikes. We can get... yeah, very nice. Pulled it out. Pulled it off. I'm gonna double check and see what's going on in here. Sometimes there's mining nodes that are up in here, especially if the bears are down. It's easy to get them real quick. No. Again, missing that Resonating Strike is probably the scariest thing that can happen in this this leveling grind. All right, we're gonna keep it going. I was just looking at clearing some stuff out of my inventory to be able to loot some things that will stack, and just seeing what was, what was kind of worthless here. And I didn't even realize at some point, I'm guessing when we fought that Hobgoblin, because we haven't really been killing any humanoids since then. I'm guessing when we killed that Hobgoblin, we picked up this Grimewood Staff, which is super cool. It's 11 damage, 5 health, and mana. So not something we can use, but we'll be looking for a home for that. Either give it away to somebody, or maybe pass it over to a friend here on the server. Or even sell it, maybe, but I'm not as worried about selling it. I just want to get it in the hands of somebody that can use it, because it seems to be really cool. So it's definitely worth hanging on to and finding a new home for it. Yeah, with the thought of giving away some gear to somebody to really help them out, much like we just saw that guy over by the bear gave me a couple of pieces of equipment. With my Dire Lord, I was out here kind of in this same area, fighting with my Dire Lord, and a guy came by, talked to me a little bit, made sure I was okay because I was in a tough fight, and then he ran off. He was a higher level guy. He ran off, and about a half hour later, I was still out there grinding, and he comes back and he says, "Hey, where are you?" And I said, "Oh, I'm over by the bears." And he comes running over there, and he trades me, and he gives me 2 axes, and they were way better than what I was using. I was dual wielding the first swords that you can craft, just the one-handed swords, and he gave me a couple of axes that were amazing. Thornwood or something axes, and they were 8 damage, and the ones I had before were 5 damage. So just all in all, a big upgrade. And I was level 7 or something when that happened, and here my Dire Lord now is a little higher level, and I was out killing some orcs in Avenger's Pass, and one of those axes dropped. I'm still using the same axes, axes that guy gave me. And one of those axes dropped, and I was like, kind of put it together. So this guy had he knew what those axes dropped out there. He kind of talked to me a little bit, and I believe he actually ran out there, camped those orcs for a little while, got those axes, and on his way back by remembered me, or I don't think he necessarily went out there to get them for me, but that would be even more amazing. But he remembered me out here and stopped by and handed them off. So now that I know where they drop and my Dire Lord's able to actually kill those same things, I will be definitely doing the same thing for another young Dire Lord and passing on a couple of really great weapons that will carry you for, you know, I think, like I said, I think I got those at level 7 or something, and my Dire Lord's almost 15 now, so very cool. I think stuff like that, actions like that, can just totally change someone's perception of the game and really draw them in. The sense of community and people helping each other. I think I've gone off on this tirade before about just that's what I'm looking for in games, and just that kind of community, people helping each other, and the difficulty of a game like this, the punishments that are the kind of the harsh punishments for death and, you know, losing your stuff really make people come together and find ways to help each other out. So I'm just really happy to be a part of that kind of community and look forward to paying that forward to people. Also here with the monk, as soon as we get better gear, I'll be passing on what I've got. Looking for someone who's in need out in the world. Don't think I have much yet that is exceptionally good for anybody, but we will get there. See the Godai Trappers up. We'll go ahead and take this Viper. All right, a little more back to the grind here. All right, so I was just fighting this grizzly ridgeback bear here, and missed a resonating strike, but it took a second or two to actually register. And then as I ran away, his swipe registered kind of late. I'm wondering if we're getting some server lag happening here or something. I saw something a few minutes ago that also made me think that when I was fighting a boar, he kind of kept moving like he was trying to line up with me correctly. But, oh, this is bad. Oh, I was able to get the resonating strike in there. I'm going to keep running. But the boar kept trying to line up with me even though he was directly in front of me, which made me think that we weren't updating correctly in position-wise to each other. So I'm a little worried about that. But we'll keep going a little bit longer and see if everything works out all right. But I'm going to keep an eye on that. If it's looking pretty bad, then I'm probably going to call it for now and kind of come back when the things are a little more stable. We're not giving up yet. There's definitely issues here and there with some server issues here and there. They're still working out all the kinks here in the early access, in the alpha test that we're currently doing live. I'm happy to do. I'm enjoying the game so much. Any way I can contribute to its eventual success, I'm just really hoping that this game can hang on to the magic that it's built so far as it continues to develop, and as more features are added. They've hit the right tone for what it needs to be, or what I think it needs to be. Obviously, that's a very personal opinion there, and I hope they can hang on to that. All right, so this area is getting pretty camped out again. There's a couple, 2 or 3 people already down there fighting the bears. We've got these guys up here fighting. I'm finding mostly dead bodies at this point of the boars and the bears, so it's time to go give that other camp a look and see what we see. Worst case, if it's all camped out too, then we'll come back down here and we've seen people kind of come and go on the fighting the boars, and we'll take our turn in there as well. Let's run up here a little ways. So there's a great spot if you go out towards the manor. So up here, there's going to be a road going off to the right. We're going to take that turn, and on your way up to the manor, there are some large Godai camps up there that could be really interesting to us. I don't remember what level the Godai are in those camps, but if they're available to us, camp that would be more humanoids that we could work on, that give us some potential access to better loot overall, some money and some armor pieces, potential weapons, things like that. So it'd be interesting if those camps, or if one of those camps isn't taking right now, we could jump in on that. The other thing, if you go up here in a couple of levels, if you go up here and outside or near the manor and kind of around the corner from it, there's a good number of, well, honestly, more boars and bears up there, and some other spawns, some stags and things, mostly like what was down here. There's a lot of those up there. They're slightly higher level, so they're, you know, the next spot you would want to go for kind of simple enemies. Ooh, got a moon lily. Awesome. Haven't really seen many of those. So there's Gadai here and in a camp over here, and then kind of scattered all throughout. So it looks like this is camped out a little bit. But we'll go look around, see if we see any people. Although I think I see some light. I saw some light moving over there. If nobody's up here, we might wait for the respawn and kind of do a clear ourselves. It could be that someone just came through and cleared it. There are some quests for Gadai insignia, and sometimes if you're trying to clear that out of your log and you're slightly higher level. Oh, I have a full inventory, but I'm going to want that moon lily, so I'm going to toss this weathered club. Watch that be. Is that one of the things that we need for the Dorian? A weathered club? No. Okay. I thought I just probably threw away another thing that we needed for that quest. I do still need jute, though. So I'll check. Sometimes I've found in some of these camps there's some stuff to loot on the barrels and such occasionally. So I will give these camps a thorough check. Although I imagine whoever cleared them probably also checked all the clickables. I'm not seeing my mouse. Usually your mouse cursor will change and you'll be able to see if you can loot it. There we got. Oh, there's something. Oh, there's a stolen artifact. What is that for? Is that for the riddled path? It is. It is the first item for from the ghostly Riddler. In shadows deep where secrets sleep, seek the hidden where lost treasures weep. Amongst the spoils of those who roamed, an ancient relic lies the story untold. So Gadai are like roaming bandits, I suppose. I guess that works. Oh, that's super cool. I had no idea that was there. I was just looking for... Actually, that made me stop looking. I'm going to check all these boxes and look around all these tents. If there's anything else cool here. Although, one great find like that seems like that would be the end of it. Not sure that they would put, you know, more than one cool thing in there. I can't tell if those guys, I didn't see them when I came in here, but they were kind of chilling on the hill up here just now. So maybe they are camping this out, or maybe they just logged out there. Okay, so they were right here. Maybe they just kind of chose to log out there to camp this spot. I suppose potentially they had timed that and tried to loot that, logged in to loot it. I'm just gonna take my good fortune and run with it. Nobody said anything. They didn't get mad at me. So we'll just call it good. So if you continue up this path, since this is all dead, we might as well go take a look. You continue up this path. Got some switchbacks, and up at the top we can kind of go look at the manor. Well, that makes me kind of wonder if that one was so easy to get. I wonder how easy these other ones are to get. I had heard that at least one of them you have to maybe clear some mobs to get to, but I've tried. I did watch the video. Actually, it's not that I heard. I know that in the video, the person I had watched, she said that she had to clear some mobs to get to it, but it might have been up here at the manor. I can't remember, but we will... I mean, we just kind of came across that one naturally, so we'll see what happens. And in the end, if we need help, we can ask around in game. I know these, yeah, fire beetle chargers spawn up here too, which is very cool. It is light blue, so we're going to take it on because we need that for a quest from the Huntress. So this was the other reason I wanted to run up here. So the fire beetle chargers spawn at night up here, which... that should have completed Night Warden Part 2. Perfect. This is the manor. up here. You can see it glowing with its green light of undeath. This unnatural green light. This whole area in the daytime is boars and bears and stags spawn out here. So it's a great, and they're slightly higher level than the ones down below. So it's a great place to be. But you can see these restless spirits all throughout here. I can't click on all of them, but you can see them. But if I click on this guy, he is red to me, and he is a group mob. So he's not something I can take on. Now, a lot of times there's groups that form that kind of hang out right where I am now, and they pull out to here, but no group in here right now. Yeah, we don't want to mess around with that. But we did get the fire beetle charger we needed to complete that quest for the huntress. So worth running up here anyway. What level is this ghost viper? Equal level, we'll take that. That was pretty cool. That ghost viper like reared way up and was kind of taller than me when it struck down at me. That was pretty neat looking. What do we got here? Glitter wings or dusk bats? Dusk bats, okay. I think one of the next quests from the huntress is to kill a rabid dusk bat. So once we pick that up, we'll be on the lookout for the rabid dusk bat. We're gonna run back down. We'll check on that Gadai camp if it's still empty or people are still clearing it. No problem. We'll head back over to the area we were in with the boars and the bears and finish out the rest of level 9. Then I think once we finish out level 9, we'll jump back. We'll turn in a couple of quests that we have that are ready for turn in. And we'll give those hobgoblins another try. We'll climb up the wall and see if they're any easier at level 9. Actually, do we get... I know I bought the scrolls. So at level 9, we get our defensive, which is cool. Which might be really helpful against those mobs. Okay, no one's out here still, and the Gadai are respawning. And they are blue. So this one's blue anyway, so I'm going to give this a shot. I'm going to pull to the side here, because I know there's some roamers that cut across the middle as well. So I have not camped these camps before, but I've run past them to get up there to the manor or to the mobs that are up by the manor. Oh yeah, see, they're respawning now. There's several of them in this area. So let's finish this guy quick. What is this guy? He's green. Okay, so maybe this won't be that great for us. They're going to be in the range of green. All right, scrap metal. I just saw when we looked before. Hold on, before I throw anything away. What does he need? Fox fur paintbrush, which I need to go look at I'll actually have to look at that give you an 8-slot bag. I'll actually have to look at what the ingredients are for this because he gave me a pattern for it. So next time we're in town, I'll try to remember. But metal bolts, handsaw, scrap metal. So we need scrap metal for this one. But what we don't need is a candle. Actually, I'll keep the candle and throw out the wolf fur. So let's grab the scrap metal, and that should tell us Scavenger's Path is ready for turn-in. I'm going to move this over here. The recruiter. Oh, of course. Yeah, these are green, light blue. Okay, not so good for us then. We're going to head back. So that's another option for these past couple levels where I've been doing the other Gadai camps. Again, the problem you run into here is that the recruiter is here, or could be here, like we just saw, and there's no guards to run him to. So that camp that's up on that one ridge line where you can jump down and run the recruiter out to the guards and just clear them so that your camp is clear again. I think that's just an amazing camp. I'm not surprised that we often found other people there doing the same thing. And honestly, if you have a few people, if you have a group, or you can pull a group together real quick, you can also just take on. I want to grab these wild herbs, but I'm also full inventory still. So you can actually take on the recruiter with a few people if you can gather them real quick and knock him down. But I think it's faster experience to just solo those guys, solo the other ones. So you'd almost need like one guy, somebody camping one camp, somebody camping the other, and then maybe they come together to work down the recruiter or something like that. But either way, that camp that's up on the ridge line over here is just excellent for all of this. All right, back in boar hunting. Need about 20%. Let's see what we can do. We're running again. Had a second bear spawn right on top of me while I was already fighting one. Managed to get in a resonating strike right before I started running, so had a little bit of health to help me out. I'm gonna throw up Gate of Anger just in case it is gives us any amount of dodge or anything. Kinda using up our stamina here. Looks like we should get a reset. There's one. There's two. Okay. Did not expect that second bear spawn right on top of us. Already fighting a yellow con bear and to have the second one just popped up out of the ether, and there's no way we were winning that fight. I'm going to find something a little weaker to chew on to get some health back. And then we'll go back after the bears. I think this is the guy that will do it for us. Hopefully, looking at level 9 after we fight this boar and take him down. At that point, I'm going to take a little break. Then we will continue on a little while longer. We'll get some quests turned in. I want to take another shot at those hobgoblins before we close out this one if we can. There we go. Level 9. Alright, the quests we have to turn in are back in town, so I will go ahead and stuck back to town. As we stayed bound here near the Monks Guild. I'm going to run over and see if I can turn this quest in real quick from Master Seun. He says to turn it into Grandmaster Komen. We will see what happens here. Yeah, it looks like it's not able to be turned in. Okay, so this is what chat was talking about earlier. People were saying they couldn't actually interact with Grandmaster Komen. They just get his little speech bubble there. So we'll hang on to that until that gets fully implemented correctly. Run over and turn in this quest to the Huntress. Then we'll hit center town. We'll do some banking and selling off of all of our extra junk. And then we're going to go take a little run over and see about taking down some hobgoblins. The Night Warden Part 2, we wrapped it up with killing the beetle. And we're going to get Night Warden Part 3, which is asking for a Ghost Viper, which we actually killed some down there, so next time we head down that way, we'll clear this one out too. I at least want to kill a few hobgoblins to see if we're doing any better at level 9 than we were at level 8. Ooh, which reminds me, one of the things we can clear out is our level 9 ability here. And see if that's kind of our future for level 9 in the next episode, if we'll be working on hobgoblins up to level 10 and scouting out what's in the areas around the hobgoblins and hopefully getting some kind of cool loots from them. So that put Rock Stance. Now we have a true defensive. Concentrate your flow of chi in a defensive manner, reduces your attack speed, but increases your block and parry and armor class, which is excellent. So if we need to make that hold on a little longer while we're waiting on Resonating Strike or something like that, we can use that defensive to help patch us over until we can get something up there. All right, so I'm going to clean this up real quick, and I'm going to take a break, and we'll be right back. All right, we're back. Got inventory all cleared out, and we are going to go and take another shot at these hobgoblins. I'm going to double check. Make sure we only have things that we want to hang on to. So I'm going to carry this Grimewood staff. I'm going to see if I can find someone along the way to hand it off to. Maybe someone lower level who's looking like they could use a staff. We'll see if we find a home for it. And then quest-wise, we have the quest to turn into the monks. But right now, we can't interact with Grandmaster Komen, so we can't actually turn it in. So we will hold on to that. And, okay, everything else is turned in except for Dorian over here, who we can turn in real quick before we head out to fight some hobgoblins. The Dorian Scavenger's Path. And he gives us some follow-ups. These are all quests that I haven't done before. I've never actually pursued any of these Dorian treasure hunter quests, so we'll see what we have here. It's run low on the very tools of trade. Stuff turns wounds into stories of healing. He's in need of materials. I'm inclined to help. He's looking for scraps of burlap cloth, a bundle of carved sticks, and a spool of rope. You can find these in crates and other places around the Forellen. Thugs, burglars, and like. Okay. This is the kind of mob we're killing anyway, and I think I've actually seen some of these things. I have definitely sold some spools of rope, and I actually may even have spools of rope on me right now. And the Gadai shipment schedule. So we will figure out... We've been to a lot of Gadai camps. I only recently started checking around on all the barrels and things, so and we got lucky with that item in the earlier in the video. So we'll keep looking as we go to camps. Like I said, I think I already have some... Yeah, I do have a spool of rope, so we'll hang on to that as well. I've sold some of those bundles of sticks and stuff, but I'll have to watch for those things as we get them again. And make sure I check in with Dorian's quest there. And be sure that it's not something we need before I sell it. Now we're going to run over, we're going to climb back up that hill, and we're going to give those hobgoblins a try. Specifically, I want to try against the Dreg, who is the one we fought before, and kind of see our relative power. How much it's changed with gaining a level, and we've also gained Rock Stance, so we have a new defensive. Cool little graphic, gives us a block chance, parry chance, armor class, but then our attack speed is reduced. So it's not good for helping us kill, but it is good to survive longer until maybe we can get a resonating strike, or if we want to use it against a big hit that's coming our way or something like that. All right, there's the entrance to the shaman area, so we're going to head up the hill here. Last time we went around to the left here and followed this rock wall around and found a place that we could climb up. A little darker this time around. We had tried over there and there weren't very good spots, but this spot right here worked out really well. So we're just gonna give this another shot. And hopefully it brings us up in the same kind of position where we can see the hobgoblins right there, but we're not directly on top of them necessarily. All right, this time it's a rock eater right here. I don't know what a rock eater does as opposed to a dreg, and it's yellow, so might be another level before we decide to camp out a little more up here. But I still am interested if we can find a dreg. A little harder to see. Oh, a char. Well, we got this guy now, so here we go. Well, I guess that's that. I looked for a second, saw my bar going down, and I thought, okay, I could probably use... my brain took the time to say I could probably use Rock Stance and then heal, and he hit me for 52 damage with Fang of Sigil. Yeah. Alright, we won't be doing that for now then. There's probably a reason these aren't camped. And I'm learning it the hard way. Okay. So I have a total of 81 health. I was down a little bit, so 52 just... I was a hit. Oh, I was stunned by that hit. Not my character in game, me, the player. I couldn't believe how much damage that one hit did. We will not do this right now then. I do have an interrupt, and I suppose if you look at his other abilities, they're hitting for 5 or 2 or 4. Crown of Ashes is a damage over time in his auto attacks, but ooh, if I miss that Fang of, I think it's Sigil, that is rough. It makes me wonder if we could do it with better gameplay, because I absolutely did not interrupt anything or put up any shields. I was very surprised by how much that hit for. All right, so we're going to climb back up there. We are going to retrieve my body. And I realized I didn't even consider that the guy that we were fighting, the Char. I'm going to con him and just see what level he is, relatively speaking. But either way, that is quite a bit of damage. It does, like I said, it does make me wonder though with a little better gameplay if I could take him down if I actually interrupted. I have a 20-second cooldown on this concussive strike. I have readiness up for it. That will interrupt spellcasting and silence for 6 seconds. I'm wondering if that's actually enough to keep him from casting it again. Because I don't really have a second way to interrupt him. So, like I said, that's probably why these aren't camped. They are quite difficult. I wonder if a pet class would have better luck with these. Where they could send in their pet and maybe stay on the interrupt as much as they could and then also be able to heal their pet up afterwards. So we get up there and see what's going on. I definitely want to con that guy. I'm curious. I wonder if I can get around. If I can get around the other guys that are up here, and I can climb up to the next level. I'm wondering if these guys are all the same level. I haven't even been up higher, but I heard that there are more hobgoblins, up another level. So I'm wondering if they're any different than these at all. There, I think that's my body. It's kind of dark. But I've got to watch. I accidentally aggroed that char last time, and I want to do that again. There he is. He's also yellow, so he is a difficult mob anyway for us. Okay, I think I was lulled into a false sense of weakness of these guys. By the last time I came up here, they were the two that I conned were blue. Let's grab my body. Oh, I'm too far away. I wonder if I can actually... With that guy right on top of it, I wonder if I can even get close enough. There's another one over here somewhere. I don't want to go too far to the side. Oh, son of a... I'm climbing. Oh, oh my god, I lived. Oh my god, there's group skeletons here. I dropped down to where there's already group skeletons. Got those guys casting on me. I had the goblin casting on me. Okay, our trip to see if the goblins are worth camping has turned into quite the bust. Here. We lost a bubble and a half of experience. Alright. Okay. Alright, I'm going to heal up, and I'm going to very carefully try to get my body back. I can definitely get the one by the skeletons. The one up by the hobgoblins is going to be a lot more difficult. I'll have to really think about how to approach that. What I might have to do is just run in, start dragging it, get as close to the edge as I can, jump off the edge, and try to make that gap for reset. It's not a super high wall, so I should be able to jump off the edge and not run over and fall off by the skeletons to get my body at least to the edge. Even if I die again at that point and lose more experience, at least my body's to the edge and I can get it on the next run easy enough. This session, instead of grinding hobgoblins, has just turned into multiple corpse recovery session, which is pretty funny. But we'll do what we can do. All right, healed up, headed over. I feel like I owe the skeletons of this world a little bit of a revenge shot here, so let me show them some love. And it better not be one of those hobgoblins out here, or he's getting it too. All right, to make this a little easier for ourselves, when I get over here, I'm actually going to create a macro for dragging my own corpse. It's a pretty common macro to have. I just haven't bothered making one yet. I've been able to get my body pretty easily most of the time. In this case, I'm going to want to just kind of run in, spamming that macro, and run to this edge. My plan is to run right back to this edge, jump off, and there's nothing here that's going to aggro on me, so I'm just going to make distance as fast as possible once I start pulling the corpse over to the edge. If I can pull it down here with me and drag it, I will. I'll keep spamming the button, but the goal is just to get it to the edge, where, if needed, I could get it next time, or once I get the hobgoblin to leash, I can come back and pick it up. I don't remember if you can land right here. Yeah. So we got a yellow rock eater. We got that yellow char. And there was a guy up here, but I'm wondering if I can climb up onto that next level. I'm curious to continue to explore after I get my corpse here. All right, so we're gonna hang out over here for a second and make a quick macro. Oh, it's where do you open macros? It's up here. Oh, okay, so I used /help to get all the different commands, and it's not target. That's very much what other games would be, but you can actually just do drag, not dark, drag, and then actually put a name in here, or you could use %DT for your defensive target or %T for your target for any of these, any macros. I believe /drag sigil. Yeah, that will work for me. I'm going to just move this over in the middle because my goal is just to, so that's the point over there that I want to jump off. And I'm going to just target my corpse and get it and run. Still getting hit by the damage over time, which might be enough to kill me. There we go. I did a resonating strike on that rat. There we go. The red border is gone, and we have recovered our corpse. Corpse following is so funny. I guess I didn't need to keep spamming it because it wants to follow you anyway. I guess I'm used to EverQuest where you have to keep spamming it, but I didn't need to. So let me get all my stuff back. And let's just shrink this macro window for now. I'll just put it over here. That way if I need it again, it's there. And we will go find that other body, which I think is right up in here. I think I fell all the way down over here. Although I don't know if there's a benefit even, I don't think I had anything on that body, so it might not even matter, but, or it might even, yeah, there it is. So let's grab our handy dandy corpse macro and just kind of move away a little bit. Yeah, nothing on it, but okay. Shifting gears a little bit. Let's go, I am going to go back up there and see if I can climb up to the second level. Probably get myself in trouble again doing this, and we'll find out. But I think we go back to the previous plan, which was working on those bears and boars down past the crossroads and work our way up to level 10. With level 10, we've got a couple of options. We can go out to Avenger's Pass and start doing some of the lower level stuff that's out there. There are even more Gadai camps out there that are probably slightly higher level. We can give that a shot. Maybe even pick up or figure out where to pick up some of the quest items we need. Let's see, which thing did Dorian ask for? The Gadai shipment schedule. Now, I think I haven't done this quest, but I believe that there's a Gadai camp with a named guy named Lark or something like that in it, and I think this is in that camp. I don't remember what level you can kill up there, but it is right above. You can climb up kind of where the named grizzly bear is that we need for the huntress. The grizzled great paw. Where he is, you can kind of climb up above him, and I think that's the camp where this Gadai shipment schedule is. So we'll head down. We'll plan, after a little more exploring here, I'm going to head back down there. And I'll be working my way through same things I recently killed, at least to get myself back up to 9. And then we'll look into maybe taking down the Grizzled Great Paw for that quest, and then climbing up and seeing what that Gadai camp looks like. I remember there are casters in there, and my Dire Lord could kill them pretty well with, he has an interrupt and then a spell absorb, which were really convenient for that. But it may be a rougher ride with the monk as far as dealing with those casters. So, ooh, that Rock Eater is pretty close. What just happened? I have no idea what just happened. I didn't aggro the Rock Eater, and that's what I really worried about, but that was some early access rock climbing right there. I went flying through the mountain and landed on top. Wild. That's an orange Rock Eater. Okay, these are higher level than I thought. I don't know why. When I came up here before, there was a couple of blue ones, so it may not be that they're that strong. It's just that I'm much lower than they are. I want to get up to that next level, but it was looking like over here might be the way, but I don't think I can get around these yellow and orange spawn guys here. So if there's no way to climb... Well, this looks kind of promising. Couple ledges on the way up. Give it a shot. If I get up on top there, I'm just curious what else is up there. If I can't, I'm not going to spend all day trying. It's more of a curiosity and less of a I'm looking for more cool places, a place I haven't been. But if it's, you know, I'm not looking to die a bunch more times and lose more of this level. Yeah, looks like I can get to there, maybe up to there afterwards, and then to the top. So I think this will work. This stretch right here is the one I'm most wondering. If I can't get into that little crevice there in time, then I'm going to fall down. Yeah, that's what I was worried about. Perfect. Then I think we can make the top of that in one climb. Anything up here? Hey, more hobgoblins. Also yellow. White. Yeah, this whole section here. Assuming at some point that we can... so there is a blue, and that's what led me to my false sense of security before. But assuming that we can take them a little faster, if we can do enough damage and you know, survive some of those hits in a couple levels or so, then this is a place I've never come to grind before, and it's looking pretty good. And this looks like there's a lot of them up here and then over here. Like this continues on for quite a ways. I don't want to get too close to any of these guys. Maybe I can cut across here. Oh, they keep going up here. So if I manage to do this exploration without dying, I'll just slash stuck back down and then head down to the south. Yeah, dregs, blue, a couple of blues up here. Tempted to fight one to actually see where it... Oh, we're not... I lost the level, so we're no different than last time we fought them. Apparently I can't climb this little wall. This goes all the way up and around. I wonder... Man, I really wonder what's all around there. Oh, I can climb the wall. Guess I was too close to it the first time? I don't know. Oh, I hear hobgoblins talking. Oh. I didn't think I got that close. This is bad. If I can't get away, I'm going to jump. I'm going to eat the death from the jump instead. Oh, he knocked me down. I'm jumping. Alright. Let's not mess around up there anymore. I will run and I will get this corpse, and I will be headed out to the south to recover some experience at this point. It's just going to be a lot... Oh, I almost jumped off with no health. It's going to be a lot easier to get that corpse from the shaman starting area than climbing all the way back up there to try to get it. It's goblins like you who have ruined your own lands. I'll not let you ruin mine. Alright, I got my body back. Got all my stuff. My bags are a little out of order here. On the way back, I ran into a couple of those little forager goblins and paid them my respects. And ended up with another 6-slot bag. So another bag for the bank. Alright, we are going to do /stuck. We're going to head back to the Fine Stone And we are going to head out of town to the south, go back to the crossroads, go back down where the Bears and Boars are, and we're going to grind that back out to level 9. And then we will pick up from there and look at working on a couple of quests. So all in all, this little session was a net negative, but we did get to see some new areas, and we did get to explore a little bit around the Hobgoblins, an area that is entirely uncamped as far as I can tell, and probably for good reason. But I'm betting in a couple of levels we can come back and we can tear them up a little bit. In fact, I think we owe them that. So we'll make a couple levels, 2 or 3 levels, and we'll pay a visit back to those goblins and remind them of the good times that we just had. For now, I'm going to go ahead and end this video, and maybe off screen I will grind back up to level 9. So we'll pick up next episode at level 9, ready to go after the grizzly and try to figure out where this Gadai shipment schedule is, which I think is at a camp nearby there. If that camp's a little high for us, then the goal will be to push through to level 10 while collecting up items that we need for cooking, and maybe do a session of cooking. But until then, see you next time. Hey everyone, Sigil here. If you're into watching me make some bad choices and die a bunch of times, go ahead and throw an F in the comments to pay your respects, and go ahead and give a nice palm strike to those YouTube buttons so you get alerted for the next one. Thanks for watching.
Hit the start, no looking back. Controllers in hand on the right track. We're streaming dreams, making worlds collide. 1,000 voices cheering worldwide.